Maharaji, my question is how can spirituality or non dual teachings help human beings in their sufferings like anxiety, depression, pain, etc.?
First, we do need to understand that each and every suffering has two aspects, one physical and another psychological. Sufferings like anxiety and depression are more related to mind than the body, but they have effects upon body too. As so far harmful effects of depression and anxiety upon the body are concerned, remedy for that is medical assistance and proper medication. I do not deny with that. Medication can help out only in removal of physical symptoms which are persisting and could help in strengthening physical health. But as so far another aspect of suffering is concerned, which is psychological one, here perhaps medication will not help. Here comes the role of spirituality and non-dual teachings. Psychological suffering is existent for the sufferer of that suffering. Non-dual teachings or spirituality is concerned about this sufferer, about its nature. The sufferer is a person who resists suffering. Why does he resist? He resists because of his conditioning of mind. Actually, we are victim of our mental conditioning. Our mind is conditioned to resist suffering since our childhood. Because of this very conditioning, we resist suffering and want its removal or disappearance in this or that way. In this act of resistance, our ego, the person, survives because ego can't stand acceptance. If we do accept suffering with a sense of total acceptance, then the psychological part of any suffering will get removed.
Maharaji, what do you mean by acceptance or total acceptance?
I mean, one should have an honest determination from his deeper insight, like that I am ready to live with this suffering. However severe or intense it may be, I am ready to live with it throughout my life. If it is depression, then total acceptance will be to have no resistance to the depression. It is like lovingly hugging the depression, welcoming depression or anxiety. Come, I welcome you, I love you, I am ready to live with you forever.
But Maharaji, would this welcoming eradicate psychological aspect of the suffering totally?
Yes, it will do. Do practicals. Experiment yourself. How does it work? Let me explain it further. As I talked earlier, that our mind is conditioned. A conditioned mind is provided with some preset patterns of thoughts, which objectivize experiencing of suffering. Thus, projects to and to this experiencing of suffering, which is basically nothing but feeling and sensing. Among the two ends, one end is suffering itself, and another end is sufferer of that suffering. Here I am using word suffering as a common word for all depression, anxiety and pain. I was talking about two ends, projections of two ends by the preset patterns of thoughts. These two ends, that is suffering and sufferer of that suffering, continue to be two mutually separate ends due to our resistance to the suffering. Once you have honestly determined to live forever with that suffering, then this resistance, which was helping both of the ends to exist codependently, will get lost. Once this has happened, then there will be neither suffering nor any sufferer. Only peace and happiness would remain. This is very simple.
And what about pain, Maharaji? What if pain is the case?
In case of pain, this will leave not even single trace of pain. Experiment yourself. Your own verification does matter, not my words.
But Maharaji, pain is more related to the body or body parts, where it is rather depression or anxiety. Does these teachings work equally in case of pain as well?
Yes, it works. First, please do not take me otherwise. Here I am not denying medical assistance, medication, and even psychotherapy. What I am saying is that anxiety, depression, and pain are generally resisted by we all due to our mental conditioning. We can look at them as an opportunity to explore reality, as an opportunity for meditation and contemplation.
Maharaji, does it mean that these teachings supply two benefits? One is removal or diminishing of psychological effect of suffering, and then taking them as an opportunity to explore reality or play of consciousness.
Absolutely right. Each and every phenomena or event is an opportunity for meditation. We just need to play with it. By play I mean we must have proper understanding of spiritual teachings, its methodology. Once we understood intellectually, then we can do experiments in our daily course of activities in this way or that way with different combinations.
Maharaji, how can pain be an opportunity rather than a problem, as it seems to me as a problem?
Do you agree with me that a human being suffers more than animal in pain because of human beings have psychological pain in addition to the physical pain?
Yes, Maharaji, I agree.
That means we are bound to suffer of this psychological pain. So should we not turn this suffering or pain into an opportunity? Not just to get rid of psychological pain, but to explore our real nature.
Yes, Maharaji, you are right. But how to do this? Can you provide some practical guidance or methodology?
As you asked, I try to explain few ways or methods which I have tried myself not once but many times and always found them correct. We have discussed enough about depression and anxiety. Now what I am going to detail are 4 methods by which we can realize our physical pain not as a problem but as an opportunity to explore many possibilities of our spiritual advancement. The first method is finding 3 factors involved in pain phenomena and separating them from each other. To explain this method, I would like to narrate an incident from life of Acharya Longta Mahabua, who was a well-known Buddhist monk from Thailand. Once upon a time, Acharya Mahabua was pursuing his meditation and contemplations under the guidance of his master Acharya Moon. His meditation at that time had been flourished so well that he could sit in an unaltered sitting position, that is Padmasana, since dusk to dawn. One night he felt pain in his right arm. He found it gradually increased, so much that it went beyond the limit of his capacity to bear it. But he was determined not to leave meditation. He made pain itself object of his meditation or say contemplation. He investigated the pain phenomena and found there are 3 factors involved in that pain phenomena. The 3 factors were arm, pain and chitta. Chitta is a word from Pali language which is used to denote mind, in a Buddhist terminology. He contemplated like this: there may be some physical disorder or problem in arm, but arm is a physical body part, so it cannot feel pain itself. How could it do? He thought, no, impossible. Further, he took next factor into consideration: pain. He mindfully watched it. He investigated, penetrated into the nature of pain, and he found it just a sensation only. He contemplated upon it and pondered that a sensation cannot feel or acknowledge the pain itself. Then he took third factor into consideration: the chitta, the mind. His contemplation and investigation clearly revealed that chitta is nothing to do with all this. It is totally separate and nothing to do with either pain or harm. He then mindfully analyzed the pain phenomena and found all three factors separate to each other. All three factors are separate to each other and in no way could affect each other. As he concluded this, the pain disappeared immediately. When his mindfulness started diminishing, pain started coming again. He experimented throughout the night and was amazed to see how the feeling of pain is just an illusion or a concept created due to intermixing of these three factors. That was a great realization for him. In the morning he went to his master Acharya Moon and spoke out to him that all what he had found. Acharya Moon was happy to see his success in achieving penetrative mindfulness, and he confirmed it too. Confirmed the genuineness of his realization. All this may appear to you like a myth, but if you do this same exercise yourself or some other exercise which I will describe, then you will find truthfulness of them. Finally, it is our own realization or experience which does matter, not my words or somebody else's experience.
But Maharaji, all these things like mindfulness or penetrative mindfulness seems difficult to me as something beyond my reach. I am just an ordinary person. Acharya Mahabua was a saint, not a common man like me.
Here you are wrong. Absolutely wrong. Before experimenting yourself, you have decided that it is beyond your reach. Nobody is a special one. We all are ordinary. Things are simple. Actually, I had also this same thought once upon a time. As you know, I live in forest, and some years ago I had to go into forest to attend my natural calls. I am quite uncomfortable with the heat of sun rays. I got some headache. While passing my stools, a thought emerged into my mind to experiment with this headache. I just tried it casually. My brain nerves were expanding, contracting due to headache. I experimented. First, to figure out three factors. These were brain nerves, headache, and chitta, the mind. Within few seconds, I succeeded. Headache gone. I was astonished. All this happened while I was passing my stools. By this realization, I was triggered to repeat this experiment again and again to testify it. After some time, I had visited an ashram. There I fell sick severely. Even I could not walk. That was a corona period. I had asked devotees serving me to keep me on Ayurveda medicines, not allopathic. That was my choice. I was sick for a month, and during that 1 month long period of time, I experimented not only this method or technique but others also, which I will discuss with you later. I experimented with my pain, uneasiness, fever, and results were miraculous.
What are other methods, Maharaji? Now I am curious to know all of them.
The first method I have discussed with you already. There are three more methods or ways The second method is method of watching mindfully the pain at the location where it is. Do it in this way. At the time when there is pain somewhere in your body, just relax and close your eyes. Now move your awareness at that particular location where you feel pain is. Simply watch mindfully. The very watching will reduce the area felt to be affected by pain. More you watch, more the area will reduce. Eventually it will get reduced into a point, and the pain too will be felt intense at that particular point, as if it has been concentrated. And finally you will see no pain. A joy will arise as if you have made a breakthrough. Do it yourself. Mere believing in my words or words of anybody else will lead you nowhere.
Maharaji, may I know how does it work?
Actually, awareness, which is your presence itself, doesn't allow any identification. Identification of chitta, the mind, with body parts and pain. Awareness or mindfulness always liberates. Now I come to the third method. It is method of total acceptance, and I have discussed it with you already. While answering the question initially, how can spirituality or non-dual teachings can help human beings in their sufferings?
But Maharaji, you told about depression and anxiety, perhaps not related total acceptance with pain phenomenon.
You may be right. Listen. Normally what we do when pain arises, we resist it. Our resistance provides it an existence. More we resist, more we suffer. We fight with it. Actually, it is due to conditioning of our own mind. Our mind is programmed by the society we live in, that pain is something which you should throw out immediately. This we did always. In this method, the method of total acceptance, we do not deny or reject the circumstances provided by the life. We actually accept it totally, not even having any reservation that by total acceptance my pain will be removed or I will earn some benefits, some spiritual advancements. As soon as your acceptance is total, there will be no pain. Why so? Because it was you who was feeding energy to the pain for its pseudo existence. Your resistance was projecting two ends to the experiencing. Mind my words, experiencing, not experience. Your resistance was projecting two ends to the experiencing, and these two ends were pain and feeler of that pain, which was you. Total acceptance, that is yes, dissolves this resistance. So projection of two ends, as I discussed, stopped. Only experiencing or sensing just remained, and there is peace in that sensing, in that experiencing, not there is some pain.
Maharaji, your words, your teachings helped my mind to reach a heavenly state. Unbelievable.
It is not matter of a belief. You just need to experiment yourself, see yourself. Once you testify it, then surely you will be in heaven in real sense. The fourth method, the last one, is not a separate or some different method, but it is the very essence of all three methods, as I have told to you. You can consider these three methods or as some indirect approaches, and this fourth one as direct approach. The fourth method includes becoming aware of present moment. If there is pain, be with it with total awareness. If you really are in this moment, then there will be no thought, no mind, no identification with body, even no I. then who will feel the pain? As you stay with the present moment and are not carried away by any thought, then you are disidentified with everything, including the pain. Okay, I have discussed a lot.
Of course, Maharaji. Thanks for sharing your own personal experiences and such a deep, profound knowledge with me.